Hello guys, welcome back. So we are in automatic payment program. Okay, and okay. So now here the testing is going on, right? Now I'll tell you guys. There was so today's session. I'll just do one thing. There was a question, interview question, you know, asked by one interviewer. Okay, and I'll explain the question first, and then I'll come back. So, say for example, since our we are having HDFC. These are the bank accounts are there, right? ICICI and HSBC, right? So these are the bank accounts, house banks we are having, isn't it? Now, so generally the requirement was, what was the requirement, guys? The requirement was that when any vendor, let's suppose if the any vendor is having like HDFC bank account, right? If the HDFC bank account, if any vendor is having like, let's suppose vendor one is having HDFC bank account, right? So the payment should be released from HDFC. Now we are having another vendor called vendor 2 is having ICICI bank account. Then the payment should be released from ICICI. And likewise, if any other vendor is having HSBC bank account, then payment is supposed to be released from that particular house bank itself. Okay. So is it possible to map such kind of things in SAP? Right? I'll tell you guys, this is a rare requirement. Why rare requirement? I'll tell you. Because if you talk about a country like whatever the Asian countries are there, guys, everywhere like multiple banks are there. Several banks are there. Right? Here, if you talk in India itself, we are having 20, 25 or 30 banks are there, including government and non-public sectors banks, right? So now, so here, what is happening? Tata Motor, how many house banks they can have? Let's suppose 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, right? Now, so Tata Motor is having, let's suppose, multiple limited number of house banks, right? The vendor may have different bank accounts, but earlier I got this requirement long back. I'm talking about the client was from Finland, right? So what was the client requirement, guys? They had the limited number of house banks. Okay, I think they had, I think 5 or 6, and while negotiating with the vendor, they were like, what they were negotiating, guys? They were negotiating while negotiating with the vendor. So the negotiations were also happening with the like when we talk about the vendors, right? So the payments, if you talk about like payments and all, from vendor we have purchased certain things and the payments are going to be made. So in that case, payment related things. So now let's suppose the purchasing team will be there, right? So purchase department is going to negotiate with the vendor. They will negotiate on the terms of payment also, and they will say that you must be having these are the how banks accounts which we are managing. You also must be having account from these banks only. So limited number of, let's suppose, there might be chances that limited number of banks will be there. It's a small country, right? And small population is also there, right? So limited number of, let's suppose, bank accounts will be banks will be there, right? So they're having like, let's suppose, 5 or 6 house banks, right? And while negotiating the vendor, also they are saying that you make sure that whatever bank account you are going to give us to maintain in your master data, in those bank accounts, the accounts belongs to these 5 banks only. Let's suppose in I'm talking about Finland client. If we So they're having accounts in these 5 banks. So what they're saying, this is the house bank. Okay, house bank. So what they're saying to the vendor that whatever house banks like we are maintaining, the vendor also must have account in these 5 banks only. If any sixth or seventh bank is there, that is not going to be accepted. In case if you have to make a kind of business with us, then you must be having the account in these bank accounts and all. So I'll tell you guys, in 99.99% the vendors are going to meet such criteria. Why? Because even the vendor is also an organization itself, and every organization will be having multiple bank account, guys, right? So this is how they are going to negotiate. So now the client requirements were that now whichever the vendors we are having, right? So those vendors are also going to maintain their bank account out of these five banks only. And we also have the house bank, right? In the sense our bank accounts are also there in these five banks, right? So here the requirement is, if any vendor is having like house bank, if any vendor account is belongs to this bank A, then the payment should be posted from this bank only, right? So payment is going to be posted. It means what is happening, guys? Actually, we are talking about GL corrections, right? GL corrections means if the payment is going to hit from his this house bank, if system is going to select this house bank, then what is happening, guys? The relevant GL is going to be posted. Relevant GL is going to be selected by system, right? So books of accounts are going to be correct, isn't it? So here the payment must be posted from A. If vendor, if any vendor is having bank account in bank B, then the payment must be posted from this house bank only. Right? This is what the requirement. Okay. Now I'll tell you. Generally, what happened? These are the rare questions, right? If you find any, you search any YouTube videos and all, no videos are there on this. Nowhere people are going to cover these topics in there earlier. Even I was also not covering and all. Since people have that first time somebody has asked this question. So I thought that, okay, let me recall. Even though we have delivered into SAP, now I'll have to check certain steps I forgotten also. So I'll just try to test here in the this, and we'll see like whether in practice server it is working fine or not. But at least like we'll check it practically. And the concept I just wanted to explain here. So generally what happens, such kind of questions are going to be asked by people. Let's suppose somebody, most likely what happened, guys, the interviewer, whoever is conducting interview, she might have received certain such kind of requirement from somewhere, right? So what happened, guys, sometime while taking the interview, these people put such questions. Most likely, if they have any kind of requirement, and if the interviewer, like let's suppose, of course, working as a senior consultant, but senior consultant doesn't mean that we know each and everything, right? There are several fields in automatic payment program, or there, multiple upcoming topics are there, right? So there are several fields like where like lots of fields are there. Even I also don't know what is the use, right? Because as I said, like multiple, every behind every field, certain logic is there, right? But those logic we will come to know only if I receive certain requirement, isn't it? From APP itself, if you are going to explain in details, I think 5 6 months it is going to take on APP itself. There are lots of things, lots of fields. Even I also don't know what is the uh, logic behind those fields and all. And even multiple country specific settings also will be there, guys. Right? Now, okay, we'll back on the requirement. Hope you are able to understand the requirement. The requirement is we are having certain house bank and even vendors also. So whichever vendors, like let's suppose if the vendors, if particular vendor is having account in HDFC bank account, then the payment supposed to be released from this house bank. So what is happening, guys? In that case, HDFC GL itself is going to be triggered, right? If any vendor maintain ICICI bank account, then what is happening? Payment is going to be released from this ICICI house bank, right? So this GL is going to be triggered. Now, how it is going to happen, guys? For that, let me do one. So, hope you guys are able to understand the requirement. Now, let me test it. Let me log in first, guys. It's taking some time. Might be server is slow. Go to FB, right? The entire game is here only. So first of all, how many house bank I have created, guys? Let me. What is our company code? TM33, I think. Let me check here. So we are having HDFC, ICICI, and HSBC. These are the three house bank. Now I'll tell you guys why creation of the house bank. We are having bank key. HDFC is the bank key, right? Okay. What is the logic behind this bank key is already explained, guys. What is the logic behind bank key? So let's suppose a bank key is going to store, let's suppose HDFC 1. Bank key is going to store the bank name, address, right? And then IFSC code, IFSC, or else like for international transfer, Swift code, right? So these details will be there. So likewise, these are the details are going to be specified, right? Where it is going to be specified under bank key, right? Now, so let's suppose what is happening. Let's suppose, okay, so here SDFC House Bank we have set up, right? Now, so bank key means the name, address, IFSC code. Now, let's suppose in the same HDFC, same branch, right? Even like let's suppose Tata Steel is also having accounts, Tata Chemical is also having account. So at the time of creating this house bank, simply instead of maintaining these details again and again, we are going to assign the same bank key, and this is going to be assigned to while creating the house bank for Tata Steel and Tata Chemical. We are going to assign this bank key, so automatically the system is going to fetch these details. Now what happened, guys? Let's suppose if any particular house, let's suppose a different HDFC itself, but a different bank is there, different branch is there, right? And it is having a different Swift code or different IFSC code, right? So again, you have to create a different bank, right? So likewise, for the same bank account, we have to you can set up multiple bank key, guys. Different, different. What is happening, guys? Different. What to say? Branches will be there, right? So every branch will have a unique identification code, in the sense IFSC code here in India for foreign payment transfer. Let's suppose Swift code is there. So now what is happening? So those details are going to be specified on bank key, right? Now here bank key is going to play a crucial role. I'll show you how. So HDFC bank key is there, right? Now say for example, go to XK02. Let me check how many vendor we have created for this one, right? I think two vendors are there, but in one vendor some clearing related issue was there, right? And that is why I set up a new vendor. So anyway, I'll set up one more vendor. This is Alpha Limited was having. I think this is the one. Okay. So now look at here. The bank is ICICI, right? The bank is ICICI. It's okay. Now, so generally what happened for ICICI also, we can have multiple bank key. Let's suppose we are having vendor A. Now you just forget about this. Okay. Now so let's suppose we are having vendor A. Try to understand, guys. first of all, try to understand this scenario. Practically, we'll see. We'll make some experiment. Of course, it should work. But first of all, you try to understand. So here we are having vendor A, vendor B, and vendor C. Everyone is having account in ICICI Bank only, right? But guys, now what is happening? ICICI Bank. This bank, the vendor A belongs to which branch, guys? Delhi, right? This B, Pune, and C, Hyderabad, right? So now what is happening, guys? Different branches are there. So the bank account is there in the same bank, right? Different branches are there. So what will happen, guys? In that case, what we have to do? We have to set up different bank key is required, because every branch will have different code, guys, different IFSC code. So here, let's suppose here ICI 1, likewise here 2, right, and 3. Okay, now, so these are the vendors A, B, C. Now we are having D, E, and F. So D is having HDFC, right? And this is HDFC belongs to Hyderabad. HDFC, one bank key we have created. A is also having HDFC, but by branch. So HDFC, another bank is supposed to be created, right? So every vendors are having different. So what will happen, guys? Now, how SAP will come to know? The question is, I said like we are having house bank, ICICI, HDFC. How SAP will come to know, right? Because different bank keys are there, right? I'll tell you. Simply, what are we going to give here? Bank key we have given, right? So bank key is nothing but a code, right? Bank key ICICI is there, right? So ICICI bank key is there. Let's suppose instead of ICICI, we can give a code IC01. How SAP will come to know that this is ICICI bank account, right? How SAP will come to know that this bank account belongs to ICICI? Or else for HDFC, let's suppose it's 001, somebody has created a bank key. How SAP will come to know that this is HDFC? Are you getting my point, guys? Till now, whatever I explained, you guys are able to understand? Any question, guys? Tell me if anyone is having any question. Any question, guys, till now? Yes, no? Okay, okay. So hope you all are able to understand whatever I'm explaining. So now here, so with the help of, now there is a question from here, Hardik. Hardik, please display the transaction code. Okay, guys, I'll display the transaction code. Okay, so now there is another question. This bank key we have to define in vendor account. No, it's not only in vendor account, even while defining your house bank also, guys, bank key is required, right? See, bank key is required while defining the house bank also, right? So bank key is nothing but, what is this bank key, guys? If somebody asks, what do you mean by bank key? What is your answer? Someone just tell me as per your understanding. Anyone just tell me, guys. What do you mean by bank key? What would you say?
So, bank key we store the address and IFS code like that's there for
Okay. So yes, I know that you all are going to say the same thing, right? But before defining this bank key, guys, what you have to do, you must have to add that bank key is a master data. Okay, it is a master data. So bank key stores the name, address, and IFSC code, SWIFT details of a particular bank account. Okay, now for one bank, how many for one bank? Let's suppose HDFC is there, or ICICI is there, or HSBC is there, right? So for one bank account, for one bank I mean to say HDFC. Okay, so for one bank, how many bank key can be created? Tell me, guys. Yes, unlimited, right? It's not like one. Here, lots of people confused. They'll say for HDFC we have to create one. How one, guys? Because I said like it is going to store the bank name, address, IFSC or SWIFT code, right? So if you talk about bank name will be same, but addresses for every branches will be different. IFSC code is going to be different, right? So for a single bank, we can maintain multiple bank key, right? So now here what is happening? The thing is, what I'm saying that let's suppose I'm having house bank HDFC, right? Now this house bank we have created. In this house bank, the bank key which is stored all the information. Just keep it, guys. Give me a second. Okay, so here what I was saying, guys, using bank key, like okay, so we can create multiple bank key, right? Because every the bank is same, but different addresses will be there, right? Now I'll come back on these details. So generally, what happens, guys? Bank key is nothing but a master data. Let's suppose if I have HDFC Bank, right? So for HDFC, I'm going to create. Let's suppose HDFC Bank is there. So I'm having a bank key H001. Okay. The vendor is having HDFC. They're having different branches. So let's suppose H002, H003, right? So for every like vendor is also having account in the HDFC itself, but the branch is different. So we have to set up a different bank key, right? And that is going to be assigned to the vendor master. That is going to be assigned to the vendor master, right? Okay. So now here the thing is, so how SAP will come to know? How SAP will come to know that because I said here, I don't know whether it is gone or it's there. It's gone, I think. Anyway, so now here bank key H001. If that is the bank key, then how SAP will come to know this is HDFC itself. This is ICICI itself. So somewhere, let me check it, guys. Then I'll validate it. It's okay. Meanwhile, there is a question also. If we have to make the payment of vendor A from using HDFC one bank key, then this key we have to define in vendor master data or not? No, dear. See, I'll tell you. In vendor master data, of course, like bank key is going to be defined, right? Bank key is going to be defined. I'll tell you. But and that is assigned to be that is supposed to be assigned in vendor master. See, I'll tell you. See, bank key. Whenever you are going to define a bank key, what is the transaction code to define a bank key? I think it is. What is the transaction code? Anybody is able to remember? Is it FI01? Let me check it. Yes, FI01. Look at here. The bank key is getting created at country level. Keep in your mind. Okay. Now I have open one more screen. Now what I'll do, guys, I'll set up one more vendor, XK01. Okay, XK01. So what I'll do, set up a vendor first, TM33. And let's suppose Beta Limited, Alpha Limited, Beta Limited. These two vendors will be there. Okay, give these details. And bank key, right? So bank key, let's suppose account, I'm going to specify here. Account holder name will be Beta Limited only. Okay. Now this vendor is having, like, let's suppose account in HDFC itself, but the branch belongs to somewhere in Pune. So what is happening, guys? Then we have to set up, first of all, you have to set up a bank key. You give your country IN and bank key, let's suppose H001. Okay. If that code is not being used, then of course system will. Now here HDFC bank, let's suppose reason, give any particular reason, get is 01 state, whatever the states are there, that is going to be your reason. Okay, automatically it is going to be derived because standard, in standard setting, this is already given, guys, by SAP, right? If you give the country code, then all the states are going to appear. So say for example, this time I'm going to select any location. Let's suppose Bihar itself. There is a, okay, now street. So street, but okay, bank branch also, that particular branch, whatever XYZ branch is there. Now here Swift code or IFSC code, whatever it is. So HDFC002. Save it. So we have created, this is, now what is happening, guys? Let's suppose, so we have assigned one bank key here. Save it. Oh my god, I made a mistake. Now here payment terms supposed to be given, right? And payment method also you just give, guys, and press enter. And now it is created, right? So I will just do one thing, 452. Click on change button and give other details also, because if you run this automatic payment program, system is going to check this addresses, right? And it is, let's suppose, okay, that is the address I've given, right? Bank details I've given and bank key. So vendor is going to provide you the bank account number, right? Apart from this IFSC code, everything. So for that, we have created a new bank key because that bank belongs to a different branch, HDFC itself, but different branch. So for that branch, we have created a bank key, and that bank key is going to be assigned here. Now press enter, and here the reconciliation account also we have to give, guys. Enter, everything is fine. Now save. So we have a vendor 452. We have a vendor. There is the vendor 452, and another vendor is there, guys. 448 is there. I think 448 is there. So this vendor, we have maintained each and everything. For this vendor, let's suppose this vendor belongs to where? It belongs to New Delhi. So for New Delhi, what is happening, guys? So this vendor has also sent their bank details. For New Delhi, let's suppose. So while creating the vendor, click on payment tab. So for New Delhi, okay, this is ICICI. Now I'm going to maintain HDFC itself here also. So again, make it in HDFC itself. This vendor is also having bank. So HD bank. Reason for Delhi, I think 01, maybe 01. No, not 01, guys. For Delhi, a different code will be there. Okay. So now here, where is the code, guys? It is 30, right? Test street. Okay. So two different vendors are there and they're having same in the same bank account. They're having account, guys, but those bank belongs to different branches. So look at here, guys, two different house bank I am mentioning here. The SIP code I'm going to give this time, let's suppose 31. Okay, and you save it. So now it's 002. This is the bank key or vendor number. Okay, so this is also having bank in HDFC itself, right? Press enter. If you click on bank data, then here look at here, all the details are appearing, right? Now, so this is the vendor. Now, so this vendor, both are having what, guys? Both vendors. This is the vendor. HDFC itself, guys, HDFC, and this vendor is also having account in HDFC. But different branch is there. That is why for this vendor we are having H001 and here H002. Two different bank key we have created, right? Now, so while posting, whenever the payment is going to be posted, guys, for both vendors, what is happening? House bank, HDFC only supposed to be selected. So how SAP will come to know, guys? How SAP will come to know that this is HDFC? This is also HDFC. So while defining the bank key, we are having an option currently blocked by Kumar. Click on change, come back. But it is blocked, guys. Is it like blocked here? Yes, make it quit. Now, if I press enter, then let me check. Yes. Now look at here, guys. There is a field called bank group. Okay. So what is the use of this bank group, guys? So this bank group is going to, let's suppose here I'm going to give for HDFC, all the HDFC, I'm going to give a code, group code HD. Okay, there is the code I have given. So all the banks, bank account, all the bank key, whichever the bank keys are there, guys, right? For every, like, if I have like 1000 vendors, these all 1000 vendors are having accounts in HDFC itself. Let's suppose 10,000 vendors are there, out of which 1000 vendors are having account in HDFC. So first of all, whenever the payment is going to be posted against those 1000 vendor and their bank account belongs to HDFC, and there is a most likely all these 1000 vendors are having branches, in the sense bank account in a different bank branch, HDFC itself, but since HDFC is having thousands of branch, guys, Let's suppose every vendors are having different account in different branch. So what is happening, guys? We have to create multiple bank key. But while creating the bank key, we are going to group this bank key. All the bank keys are going to be grouped together with a code that is called bank group. So for HDFC, we have given HD. So here in 2 also, okay, I have given HD itself. Okay, this is how it is going to happen, right? And then you just do one thing. You guys have to check. You guys have to check. Go to LP, ZP, and here bank databases, right? Not in bank databases. Come back. Certain step. I think still I'm missing, guys, because long back I have done this. Might be some 4 year back, I think, or 3 year back. So anyway, let me proceed further. So now here I'm having HDFC Bank, this house bank I've set up, and for this house bank also, what is happening, guys? Since let's suppose the Tata Motor branch is there in, let's suppose, Bangalore. So what is happening, guys? Tata Motor is maintaining a different bank key here for Bangalore branch, HDFC. So this, or else if you want to change a bank key, you can change also. You can create a new also. But in HDFC bank key, that code is there, right? So here, press enter. So in this bank key also, what is happening, guys? Give HD only. So this is how what is happening, guys. Now look at here, how SAP will come to know. So HDFC Bank, here so here in house, okay. While defining the house bank, we have given bank key HDFC. In this bank key, I have given a bank group code that is HD. Okay, it means system doesn't know this bank key, and system doesn't know whether it is HDFC or ICICI or what. SAP doesn't know what is this ICICI, I don't know, right? What is HDFC, I don't know. But SAP knows that code HD. HD I have given against this bank key, and I know that this bank key belongs to HDFC, right? SAP don't know whether it is HDFC, ICICI. SAP says that I don't know anything. I know the code which you have given, HD, right? So it means SAP is going to match at the time of posting payment. SAP is going to match this code with what? So other vendors are also having multiple. They're also having like for HDFC. Other vendors are also having account in HDFC, and different bank keys there, guys. So SAP is not going to check that bank key. SAP is going to check that bank group code, right? So this code is matching with our house bank key code, right? So this is how SAP will come to know that our house bank is like HDFC, okay? And in that, the bank key we have given, that is also HDFC itself. And in this bank key, we have given a bank group, right? A group code is we have given, that is HD. So SAP know that our house bank is having a bank key, in that we are having a code HD. This code is matching with the vendor is also having bank account, guys, and in that bank account, while specifying, we have specified the bank key also. So the vendors, whatever the vendors bank keys are there, in that also the HD code is there. So this is how SAP will come to know this code is matching with this one. Then what is happening, guys? In that case, SAP will come to know that for these two vendors, while processing the payment, while posting the payment must be posted from this house bank. So if the payment is going to be posted from this house bank, it means HDFC, then what is happening, guys? Whatever GL account we have assigned against this HDFC, this GL account is going to be triggered, right? Our requirement was what? Our requirement is vendors are having multiple bank accounts. And of course, like even the company is also Tata Motors is having here, like as I said, like this is a rare requirement, guys. And whenever the interviewers are going to ask the questions, such kind of questions are rare questions. It means 100% guaranteed they have received such kind of requirement from client side and they are having some confusion or they are unable to resolve it. Whatever the reason is, right? They're not getting any clue. So sometimes what happens, guys, they put this question itself in the form of questions, right? There might be 5% chances somebody is having a real experience or exposure and somebody has given the solution during interview itself. Yes, we can do like this, right? Free of course they got the solution, right? Solutions, but it is a very rare question, right? Till now I haven't seen anywhere like somebody has asked this question at all. And even the rare requirement also in my entire experience I have received this requirement only one that is long back. Okay, and that too like for a small country it is possible, guys, because limited number of house banks will be there. Let's suppose total 5 banks only are there in this entire nation, or 6 banks are there, or 8 banks are there. So whatever the other organizations, other vendors are there, even those vendors also will be having bank account in those banks only, right? So okay. So what I was saying. So how SAP will come to know? How SAP is going to find out the relevant vendors, right? So SAP is going to find out we have whatever house bank we have created, in that we have created uh, in house bank we are giving bank key, and against that bank key we have given a bank group code. So while creating the setting up the bank key for vendors bank account also, the same code must be assigned. Who is going to set up the bank key, guys? Of course, the master data team. Master data means somebody is going to make GL master, customer master, vendor master. Most likely GL master creation is given to the consultants. But apart from this, there will be a team who is going to set up vendor master, customer master, material master, right? So that master data team is going to set up this bank key. So while creation of bank key, they must have to give the code, right? So these two codes are given. But still this configuration is not completed, guys. Somewhere one more step is there that I'm missing, right? Because okay, so now let's suppose, so this here what we have done, guys, we have given a bank group code, right? So how now this scenario I'm explaining, right? So this scenario is nothing but a kind of functionality, right? So now here this functionality, this is an optional functionality, right? So what is happening now? So how SAP will come to know that we are looking such kind of things? Somewhere, guys, somewhere there will be this some activations will be there, guys. Where it is that I have to check it. Let me check. Okay, I think come back. This is a very interesting topic, guys. But the thing is, like, before starting this, I was supposed to all of a sudden, like, at the last moment, I received this requirement from one of my student. So I thought, let me cover in this session itself so that I can share with the other people also. They will also come to know. But where is that option, guys? Can we check here in payment method in country or company code? Okay, let me check. This is out. Okay, you just do one thing, guys. So what is happening, guys? We have what I said, like we are going to set up this one, right? Now, so we have two vendors, right? One is having SDFC, and second one, I'm going to make it ICICI. Okay, and in single run itself, I'll test it. We'll check it whether it is working fine or not. ICICI. So for ICICI, let's suppose I'm going to create I001. Okay. So for ICICI, a different group code supposed to be, right? So here ICICI. Not to be confused, guys. A very simple scenario is there. I'm trying to simplify it. Okay. So now two vendors are there. This is having HDFC and this is having ICICI, right? And what I said, so HDFC, this vendor belongs, both are having open item. If you run automatic payment program, system is going to select invoices for both vendors, right? So this vendor is having HDFC as a house bank, and this is, in the sense, bank account, this is ICICI. Now, so for ICICI, come back, or ICICI house bank, right? ICICI house bank. Where is the ICICI house bank guide? Yeah. So which bank key we have assigned? Let me check it. And I'll have to check one more thing, guys. Okay, ICICI itself. And ranking order related, all the configurations better to remove. Okay, remove that conditions, or else it is going to be more critical. Once you guys become expert, then you can make any sort of experiment, guys. Right now, make everything quite easy. So I will just do one thing. In ICICI, again, I'm going to assign, right? So for this one, let's suppose here ICICI. Okay, this is the shift, or else like I have to see code. And here IC I have given group code. Okay. Now, so vendor, and make it like ICICI, and here like another code for vendor master I001, a different bank key also going to be created. I001 does not exist. Make it FI01, and then I001. I'm going to create, right? 01. Let's just read any city, guys. Let's suppose I'm going to make it this way. Okay. And here also IC, make it and save it. So IC01. So second vendor, now in second vendor, what I'm going to do, I'm going to assign this bank. Not with this vendor, guys. Second one means, I think, where is the second vendor? This one, this vendor, right? And this vendor. I'm going to change the shuffle country code, and here make it I001 and save it, right? I001. If you can check here, bank data. So this is for ICICI, right? So now, guys, I will just do one. Post one invoice, FB60. Okay, and what is the vendor code, guys? That vendor code I forgot. 452. So here 100,450 and give a post a backdated invoice. Again, and what is the company code, guys? TN33 itself. 2100. Everything is fine. Number is 14. Oh my god, what is this? Let's take time. Oh, okay. Go to FB and one, guys, because there are some people they'll keep on changing the number. Instead of that, why not to set up 14 also here instead of changing number in time and again. Make it here 14, 2021, 2002, 299. Okay. Now, okay. So now we'll do one thing. Now that is fine. Okay. Share up. Now payment comes. Everything is fine. Just save it. So both vendors are having invoices, guys, right? Now, if I run automatic payment program /NF, you just do one more thing. Come back here. Okay. And in bank determination, now what is happening, guys? Now, previously I have covered one scenario, right? Where I've explained the logic behind available amount and ranking order. This time what is happening? Just click on available amount and make it everywhere unlimited, guys. No such kind of restriction. Just save it. Okay. So now what is happening? In this case, since restrictions in terms of amount we have not given, so in that case, what is happening, guys? This ranking order doesn't have any sort of importance, right? Right now, there is no importance of ranking order. Why? Because in available amount, we have given the equal amount for every house, right? So anyway, we are going to discuss different scenario. So now, why I'm saying to remove? Because the confusion will be there, right? Based on the amount, also system is going to change the house banks and all, right? Now, the requirement got changed. Now we are discussing the data. Okay, so what we have done now, guys, go to /n. Okay, F110, I think, and earlier we have run payment terms. Sorry, this APP. Let me check. If we are going to run, then system is going to throw error, right? What is happening here? It's hanging. It's hanging. It's hanging. Is it gone or what? I think But our testing is going to be incomplete, guys. There is one more thing that I'm not able to remember. One more step is there. What is happening here? Why it is not coming back? Okay. Now F110. Okay, I thought yes. So delete the proposal, guys. Now this time what is happening? Okay, and if I run the proposal, okay, it is make it 29, or else I'll run the proposal. Not in past, guys. Make it better to make it like 29, 09, current date. What is the date today, guys? Is it 29 or 30th? 29. Then why SAP is saying like this one, right? 2909, right? I click here. Okay. There was some warning message, right? GM33 payment method, and next let's suppose 01 and then 2020. Okay, two vendors only, right? So I'll just do one thing. Select these and you can click here, and then either you can paste here, or else if more numbers of vendors are there, then you can click here, upload from clipboard. So now you execute. Both vendors are selected, and I think, and here again both vendors. Let's suppose and just save it. Then what is happening, guys? If I run the proposal, okay, now check the display proposal, guys. Any error is there or everything is fine? Let me check. Okay, so we are having, this is for one vendor, right? This is for alpha and this is for beta, right? So if you click on beta for this 2100 ICICI, but now your HDFC itself is getting selected, right? So I said that one more step is there. Very simple thing is there, but guys, I'm not able to remember. So I'll have to test it. Okay, I have to test it somewhere. A very simple step is missing. Which step is there? That I'm unable to remember. Okay, so what I'll do, guys, I'll test it. I'll test it in next session, and we'll execute here. A very simple concept is there, guys. The only thing is like, see, I'll tell you. See, everything is simple only. Nothing is difficult. It's going to be simple only if you know. If you know, everything is easy. If you don't know, then nothing is easy. Even if somebody is going to ask any questions from payment terms also, and if you don't have, if you don't know, if you don't have the idea, if you don't know the logic, you won't be able to answer, right? So even a simple question is also going to be difficult. So I'll just do one thing. I'll test this scenario. Somewhere one more step is there, but not able to remember. So I'll test it and I'll complete in the next session. Okay. Hope you guys are able to understand the question, and the answer is also pretty simple. The only thing is practically I have to execute. So in next session I'll execute it.